Henry Winkler, forever the Fonz from Happy Days, married publicist and businesswoman Stacy Weitzman in 1978 after 2 years of dating. Through his sudden superstardom and later Emmy-winning career, they raised 3 children and built one of Hollywood's steadiest marriages. Now enjoying grandchildren, charity work, and a warm, low-key life in Los Angeles. Mary Tyler Moore, who redefined the independent TV heroine on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, married 3 times, but found stability with cardiologist Robert Levine. They wed in 1983 and spent 34 years together, building a New York life where he helped her face illness, fame, and aging with loyalty and grace. Bea Arthur, iconic for Maude and the Golden Girls, was married twice, most famously to director Gene Saks. Wed in 1950, they raised 2 adopted sons while juggling Broadway, television, and a stage work. Though they divorced in 1980, their long partnership shaped her career and family life during her peak years. Tom Selleck, the mustached hero of Magnum, P.I. and Blue Bloods, married British actress and dancer Gilly Mack in 1987 after seeing her in Cats. Soon after, he left Magnum and moved to a California ranch. There they raised their daughter, choosing horses, avocados, and privacy over non-stop Hollywood attention. Jerry Seinfeld, who turned everyday neurosis into the classic sitcom Seinfeld, married writer and philanthropist Jessica Sklar Seinfeld on Christmas Day 1999. They're raising 3 children in New York while she runs the Good Plus Foundation and writes cookbooks. Together, they treat his enduring fame as background noise to a deliberately normal, family-centered life. Carroll O'Connor, forever remembered as Archie Bunker on All in the Family, married Nancy Fields in 1951. They stayed together for 50 years, building a life between Hollywood sets and their Malibu home. An artist and activist, she helped him face fame, grief, and their son's tragedy with courage. Don't go anywhere. Our next legendary pair has been inseparable for over 50 years. Bill Cosby, once hailed as America's dad for The Cosby Show, married Camille Hanks in 1964, his longtime and only wife. Through enormous fame, scandal, and legal battles, she largely stayed private, focusing on family and philanthropy while guarding what remained of their shared life away from cameras. James Gandolfini, unforgettable as mob boss Tony Soprano, married former model Deborah Lynn in Honolulu in 2008, his 3rd marriage. They built a quieter life between Hawaii and the mainland, welcoming a daughter and keeping his sudden late career fame at arm's length until his death in 2013. James Arness, the towering Marshal of Gunsmoke, quietly became a television legend. After an early marriage ended, he found lasting companionship with Janet Surtees, whom he married in 1978. They built a peaceful life in California, far from Hollywood noise, as she protected his privacy and legacy long after the show ended. Dick Van Dyke, beloved for The Dick Van Dyke Show and Mary Poppins, has married 3 times and now shares his life with Arlene Silver, a former makeup artist. They married in 2012 and have thrived for over a decade, dancing through public scrutiny with humor, music, and a low-key Malibu routine. Eugene Levy, the deadpan heart of Schitt's Creek and American Pie, married writer, producer Deborah Devine in 1977. They raised Dan and Sarah in Toronto, far from Hollywood chaos. Now grandparents, they enjoy a calm, family-centered life, grateful that their long marriage outlasted his late-in-life fame explosion. Andy Griffith, forever remembered from The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock, married 3 times and found lasting comfort with actress Cindy Knight. They wed in 1983 and settled into a quiet North Carolina life. She helped him navigate illness, aging, and constant public recognition, keeping their marriage grounded in faith and home. Kelsey Grammer, beloved as Frasier Crane on Cheers and Frasier, has been married 4 times but calls his 4th wife, English former flight attendant Kate Walsh, his true reset. Married in 2011, they're now raising 4 young children, splitting life between America and her hometown in Somerset, and facing renewed fame with Family First. Bob Newhart, master of deadpan on The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart, married Virginia Ginny Quinn in 1963. For 60 years, she kept their home life steady while he toured, taped, and collected awards. They raised 4 children and many grandchildren, meeting fame with quiet faith, loyalty, and laughter. Michael Landon, television patriarch of Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, married makeup artist Cindy Clerico in 1983 after meeting her on set. They built a blended family in Malibu, sharing ranch life, work, and faith. Though cancer took him in 1991, she has carefully guarded his legacy. Jack Klugman, the gravel-voiced star of The Odd Couple and Quincy, lived quietly for years with actress Peggy Crosby before they married in 2008. Their long companionship outlasted careers and headlines. In his final years, they chose simple routines, close friends, and family dinners over Hollywood's noise and nostalgia. They wed in 1987, raised 2 sons, and have spent nearly 4 decades turning shared work, health scares, and red carpets into a steady, funny, very normal California marriage. Up next, the iconic pairs who prove that true love still exists in Hollywood. Ted Danson, bar owner Sam Malone on Cheers and later star of The Good Place, wed Oscar-winning actress Mary Steenburgen in 1995 after meeting on a film. Blending their families, they built a calm, cause-driven life together. Nearly 30 years on, they say kindness, shared activism, and rarely spending time apart keep their Hollywood marriage strong. Angela Lansbury, beloved as Jessica Fletcher on Murder, She Wrote, married actor, producer Peter Shaw in 1949 after a brief first marriage. They spent more than 50 years together, raising a blended family in England and California, leaning on one another through career highs, family struggles, and the pressures of long-running fame. Tony Danza, TV favorite from Taxi and Who's the Boss, married makeup artist Tracy Robinson in 1986. They shared more than 2 decades, raising 2 daughters while his sitcom fame peaked. Though they eventually divorced, they worked to co-parent peacefully and keep family ties stronger than tabloid headlines. Lucille Ball, trailblazing star of I Love Lucy, married twice and found happiness with comedian, producer Gary Morton. They wed in 1961 and spent 28 years together until her death, sharing a calmer life beyond studio pressures as he warmed up audiences, managed her shows, and helped shield their marriage from fame. Larry Hagman, mischievous astronaut of I Dream of Jeannie and ruthless J.R. Ewing on Dallas, married Swedish-born Maj Axelsson in 1954. They spent nearly 6 decades together, raising 2 children and settling in Ojai. A designer and gracious hostess, she helped him handle enormous TV fame with humor, loyalty, and a firmly grounded home life. Jennifer Aniston, forever remembered as Rachel on Friends, married actor, writer Justin Theroux in a private ceremony in 2015 after years of intense media scrutiny. Though they quietly separated at the end of 2017 and announced their split in 2018, they insisted on remaining close friends, proving a Hollywood breakup can still be respectful. Bryan Cranston, unforgettable as Walter White in Breaking Bad, met actress Robin Dearden on a 1980s TV set and married her in 1989. Through sitcom years, Emmy wins, and constant red carpets, they raised 1 daughter and kept a playful, grounded partnership. They often say mutual respect and always being able to laugh at themselves helps their marriage outlast Hollywood's ego storms. Steve Carell, beloved for The Office and the 40-year-old virgin, married fellow comedian Nancy "Nay" Walls in 1995 after meeting in Chicago's improv scene. A writer and actress herself, she often collaborates with him. They raise 2 children and keep fame in check with shared humor and a very private home life. Ed O'Neill, known worldwide as Al Bundy and later Jay Pritchett, married actress Catherine Ruzoff in 1986. After a brief separation, they reconciled, raised 2 daughters, and chose a nearly 40-year partnership built on privacy, Brazilian jiu-jitsu workouts, and a calm Los Angeles home far from Hollywood chaos. Betty White, TV pioneer and star of The Golden Girls, said she found true love with game show host Alan Ludden after 2 short earlier marriages. They married in 1963 and stayed together until his death in 1981. She never remarried, treasuring memories of their years of work, laughter, and cozy, ordinary routines away from the set. Don Knotts, beloved as nervous Deputy Barney Fife on The Andy Griffith Show, married 3 times, but found late-life peace with actress Francie Yarborough. They wed in 2002 and stayed together until his death in 2006. Choosing privacy over fame, she quietly protected his dignity and comedy legacy after the cameras stopped.